I wonder how sneeze again what go here today. But this be small country we had. Anyway, before I go to the wahala we had, let's just go to my kitchen and check my colors.
Yes, colors. Some man really like for eat in the morning. Some people say them just like when they eat don't sleep. Other people say na the cow they like, especially when they cook the soup or plasas where they like pass all. So now that make we dey bring to you this program where we call Colores, as we dey look at different story them na the front page and inside the newspaper. So not forget to join me on Monday to Friday, both Facebook and YouTube. Usai we go bring to una different guests them where they can help for talk about the newspaper. We are channel for the voice of the voiceless.
Another morning again inside we had. Plenty things then they happen. I wonder how sneeze again what go here today. But this be small country we had. Anyway, before I go to the wahala we had, let's just go to my kitchen and check my colors.
Yes, colors. Some man really like for eat in the morning. Some people say them just like when they eat don't sleep. Other people say na the cow they like, especially when they cook the soup or plasas where they like pass all. So now that make we dey bring to you this program where we call Colores, as we dey look at different story them na the front page and inside the newspaper. So not forget to join me on Monday to Friday, both Facebook and YouTube. Usai we go bring to una different guests them where they can help for talk about the newspaper. We are channel for the voice of the voiceless.
Another morning again inside we had. Plenty things then they happen. I wonder how sneeze again what go here today. But this be small country we had. Anyway, before I go to the wahala we had, let's just go to my kitchen and check my colors.
Yes, colors. Some man really like for eat in the morning. Some people say them just like when they eat don't sleep. Other people say na the cow they like, especially when they cook the soup or plasas where they like pass all. So now that make we dey bring to you this program where we call Colores, as we dey look at different story them na the front page and inside the newspaper. So not forget to join me on Monday to Friday, both Facebook and YouTube. Usai we go bring to una different guests them where they can help for talk about the newspaper. We are channel for the voice of the voiceless.
Another morning again inside we had. Plenty things then they happen. I wonder how sneeze again what go here today. But this be small country we had. Anyway, before I go to the wahala we had, let's just go to my kitchen and check my colors.
Good morning and welcome to another edition of a program called Colores right on we are on YouTube and on Facebook. Also we can discuss issue them where the front page of the newspaper then they carry. Very sorry for the long break. Very sorry. I know most of them don't show concern, don't they ask what happened. Yes, but we left video dip for yesterday for talks yesterday Wednesday. We start in the morning and we continue with the net and we go continue like always. So one more time, for say very much sorry for that, and we don't come back by God in power, everything okay. It's just not too easy, you know. The country in Wahala not easy. You get for mixed up with personal issue and other things, then you know, or family issue. So that's not the problem. Well, very much sorry one more time, and we want for say we glad for the with tuna again na this platform one more time. Okay, so we go straight to the program and begin look at the front page of the different newspaper them, where we already don't get inside the program this morning. The first one where we go take na the Vindicator newspaper, we say Avanti Communication is Sub-Saharan Africa leading capacity partner, and Rado Soare hands over to successor. You as well get large President speaks on threats to journalism in West Africa. ECOWAS warns of military action in Niger. And Sierra Leone needs an economist to restore its currency. Prince Jacob Macaulay is fitting man for bank governor. You as well get other story them with the inside this edition of the Vindicator. The next paper and the Global Times newspaper, where say plan to unleash violence. 6 senior army officers arrested. At times ahead, we shall overcome. And you as well get MPs approve Chief Minister 23 orders. IGP Selo meets AU UN assessment team. We go to the next paper where now the Premier News we say government faces shortfall in revenue. Government spends 13 million on electricity. Susan's Bay residents plead for opening of toilet, and police arrest military officers. This is another story for inside the Premier News. The Heritage newspaper and the next one we say President Bio receives annual PPRC report as commission rebranded. New NACSA commissioner committed to President Bio's vision and health alert Sierra Leone to promote a service delivery. The next paper where we get inside the program this morning, now the Calabash newspaper, where say as it hands over to Dr. Dennis Sandi, outgoing Minister of Works, reflect on achievement. And the Chief Minister outlines vision for Sierra Leone's economic rebirth. US aid and Orange Sierra Leone launch health grid projects to improve healthcare facility. As a seasoned economist, Prince Jacob Macaulay gains traction as potential bank governor. Attempted attack failed. Public urge to remain vigilant. IOM commemorate World Day Against Trafficking in Persons. The next one are the drone we say is Arise IIP. Another sham. Fumble Talk Peace Initiative is necessary now. Professor Philip John Kanu is a man blessing to it's a blessing to MMTU. And Gentle's development drive speaks a volume of his love for country. At the Leone, as the Leone continue to depreciate, Prince Jacob Macaulay could be Bio's best bet for bank governor. The Night Watch, the next paper, will say pleading for peace. Prince Addington's bland eye on election rigging, shooting at APC headquarters, my 38th assassination attempt on Dr. Samuel Kamara, killing in opposition strongholds, oppression of Northwesterners. Bio is not Castro. The Source newspaper say Parliament vets and approves 25 nominees at 36th annual general meeting. ISC pays 21.85 million leons claims in 2022. Supplementary Appropriation Act 2023 enacted. And this is another story for you inside this edition of the Source newspaper. The Salon Compass, the next one, we say over massive arrest of soldiers, panic grips Sierra Leoneans. Kush, a national emergency. Over 5 billion leons up for grabs. And then the next paper, now the Voice of Saloon, we say effect on cost of living as onions price shoots up in the market. You as well get I want to go to university and study agriculture. 65 years old Becker candidate reveals. Brutal mother in Waterloo, Okada rider stabbed to death. As the Leone continue to depreciate, Prince Jacob Macaulay, the suitable person for bank governor. And this is another story for inside the Voice of Salon. The C4D. Now the next paper. We say President Bio oversized cabinet and inevitable and excess baggage of states extravagance. Deputy Justice Minister Alpha Cisse a gem in Bio's cabinet, and Mohamed Rado Soare a spectacular goal scorer in Bio's administration. The next one, the Beyond Borders, where say PPRC chairman presents annual report to President Bio. Health Ministry holds introduction ceremony for 110 doctors. AU UN assessment team commends Inspector General of Police. The Open Space say government explains increase in fuel pump price as Yema Thompson vindicated. SLAWIJ interim executive terminated, and you as well get NACRA and UNFPA boost civil registration and statistics Sierra Leone. AZ newspaper say planned protests. SLP arrests senior military officers. Parliament enacts 2023 Supplementary Budget Act. And Okada rider butchered to death in Waterloo. Minister of Finance order ministers take oath of office before President Bio. We get the Auko newspaper we say PRA increased fuel pump price to 25 liros. Ministry of Health and Sanitation receives 110 new doctors, pay their rent allowance, donate ultrasound device to hospital. Chinese agricultural expert team arrives to bolster feed salon initiative. The last paper for this program this morning at the Concord Times newspaper we say Heartbroken, fuel price shot up amidst economic hardship. IOM partners brace up to end human trafficking, and Parliament applaud new chief minister. I have never sold any government asset. Former Minister of Works. Okay, now all of the people, and this way we get inside the program this morning, and with the welcome we get now inside the program for we actually come and begin discuss the different issues them we will already. Good morning and welcome to the program for this morning, and thank you for joining me even where you get a very tight schedule.
Okay, thank you very much, Stengue Pierre, for this. For inviting me, and I'm always happy for joining as long as now for me we can talk about the betterment of our country. So we say that this is not part of our contributions for to national development and for ensure that we throw light on some issues. We give the best of we for explain issues them. But thank you very much.
Thank you. I appreciate you for always make you time for day with me. You get busy other schedule them, but yet still you say you they make them for let we come and talk. Thank you very much, and we appreciate that. Okay, so let me go straight to the issue because we want to make a quick so you will get your time off again and go do your busy thing. And this one interests me. This paper when they call Voice of Salon and other people then get this one we say as the Leone continue to depreciate, Prince Jacob Macaulay, the suitable person for bank governor. And and this you see on a boku paper then. So and in my own estimation, I think this not any kind journalist will pick him up naturally, but rather now this man they try for the PR for himself. They approach journalists them, you see that pay them or whatever. Because we don't see this man at some point they don't be critical about the economy and other things then. And now we don't see the lobby for the job of the bank governor. What do you make up of this?
Yeah, it's like you just you like how then you pull the word namimot. So that when critical minds meet, bokutin they una they think alike. Myself, that na the first way can na me mind say, okay, maybe somebody somewhere they try for do this thing through the newspapers them. But again, like that na one we dey look at and that way they say, okay, it might be
That way, yeah.
of course, yeah, then they try for use the media or try for influence certain things for make their point up. On the other hand, we go all also say, okay, maybe the media don't, because if they don't know bottom, long ago been they talk about the economy, talk about how with some kind nice ideas on how for run the economy, how for change the system. Maybe some newspaper them back would all say, okay, but why this government, why BO no go try this man? It can be say back now from their own initiative. But most times, it can be saying somebody somewhere the lobby. We not go say na Prince Macaulay, but now something like a PR business, now it can happen.
You know
Because they
why
find out
I say this, yeah? Because like for example, then and now, for example, when I get the way I want to look at program, right? We get the way how we dey look at program. Yeah, we only would discuss the same thing at the same time when, for example, you get for do with the soldier arrest where they all side, you get for do with the pump price where they all side. But a natural suggestion like this, and not just too easy for like then and now do the same kind analysis to we had at the same time.
No, yeah, but also I agree with you. Now that make I say now that na me first what he said. But in critical analysis, you get for check both sides. But like you exactly say, because why the coincidence where they all almost get the similar headlines.
Yes.
So if they get the similar headlines, then again, well, we not see the authors of the article. Sometimes Mickey writes something, as send on the newspapers. Then.
Correct.
You understand? So newspaper then can publish 2, 3, 4 newspaper then can publish. So maybe for example a writer where somebody they write, I don't see say okay this as spottam. Maybe I don't send on 2, 3 or 4 newspapers them. Sometimes they see say okay this one it works for make we publish and maybe they go say okay now low voting self. Again, that writer there now, would that influence the writer for write that article? Now that never yeah. So like what do you talk? So I know they dispute what they talk. So me says I get the same because why the coincidence? Why almost Boku newspaper then the you just need for read between the line and see what thing there for happen.
Okay. All right, so that's cool. And but like you say, no more. Now another brilliant somebody again because we be done this how we they suggest certain things that we get to do with the economy, inflation, and other things. Then So, but yeah, you might you write again for say okay, it might be say somebody else. So I am don't see I don't know say they get a very brilliant idea. So of course because sometimes in the even we self within the social media. So if we see somebody we feel say it gets the potential for deliver on certain things, then we can discuss about them. Just like how they do so. But the coincidence is too much. But again, you don't analyze them this other way. It might be saying it come in the form of a press release. It might be saying kind of a form of an article when somebody just share. So yes, all of that possible as well. All right. So let me move on and go to this other one. This again now something where we see it begin to make rounds from last week. When a particular interview on 98.1. So, but this newspaper, where they call Night Watch, it gets a different angle we look at. It's a pleading for peace. Prince Adin turns blind eye on election rigging, shooting at APC headquarters, by 38 assassination attempt on Dr. Samuel Kamara, and killing in opposition strongholds, and oppression of Northwesterners. So, what do you make up of this? Because Prince Adin go even make mention say if even a possible he can resign in position for just the country in go before and for peace in the country.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Let's say if, for example, if Prince Adin sincere and genuine, then the right moves because what you make a talk so if you listen first. Of course, you follow what they happen back home. You find out say John Benjamin them or CD Tunis when at the ECOWAS speaker, they all come under serious fire when they go McKinney for talk to the former president. and you see, I see where they make program or specific some programs them na some social media where they support social media groups them where they support the government, then they blast for JOB and others because they make moves for go talk to the former president for make at least for sit down and talk. Even though some people let me say, well, now big then go big or other thing, and we even understand say now they JOB self na to Aneskuruma in compound and day way here say they don't sack him as advisor. Okay, so having said that, we see now all that thing and they don't happen. Then now we see statements them from State House where them in they go congratulate the president. We see Boku statement, we hear Boku statement them from even Prince Hardin where they say APC they no go can power again. Talk all kind talk them. So all of a sudden, last week, is it last week or Monday? This Monday, I said.
Yeah, I
We
think,
are we are somebody, to be honest, between me and you, why been they listen and I be the feel say not to Prince Hardin the talk because it completely different. Okay, I agree that newspaper again, I agree to certain extent to waiting them they try for say. Now, if the saying there is no peace or there will hardly be peace if justice not there. If somebody they cry for something, when I see the massive the APC don't they cry for the past throughout the elections of so many things, especially intimidation. We see violence of the supporters na the southeast and then in there. We see what everybody. I mean, we see what thing happen. So again, we not expect Prince Hardy for say the go sit don't talk on all that in a day na radio. But at least if you call for peace, if you be say then genuine, I believe say those are the things where then get for talk about.
okay.
Then give justice, suicide justice is still. So until then, na sham. For just can't talk for let the public hearing and for do the actual thing for sit down and actually address the issues them. Not two different things. So if you say Prince Hardin is willing, then they're ready, not true. But you find out say if you listen to the interview, well, when they ask him if now the president send him, because I know why the journalists ask him that question. Me not be there, I know they, but I go what is self now the mind of the journalist now in head because say when Prince Hardin then when JOB them mean go to former president and CD, then been come out say no, not to Madabiu no. Because then say na Madabiu send it. So now make the journalists ask now, okay, this one now Madabiu now send you or waiting said. Then Prince Hardy technically, he talk of course na politician. He talk like a politician. He say not to the president send, but the president aware of anything waiting he did do. You understand? So and the president don't talk, say the president a man who want peace, elect peace. So now based on that day, he make this statement.
Right.
You understand?
Yes.
It can either be because I believe say they try for avoid laying no land because to be honest, they get certain hardcore hawkish people them will just feel say now salon na their own time and then for just bulldoze. So they know even say, oh, would na APC, they will not they talk to them. If they were let them sit down, they don't know how the negative effect. They're not like they always tell them, say, they don't know how it's difficult for rule a divided country because they are not the president. So they don't know. So but we believe say the president will listen to the one there will love peace and will love unity in the country, make them do the right thing. And again, make them address. Me not a fan of somebody where just say, boy, it don't happen, boy. Now so God, because people in the life and God, certain thing in the if God for don't can know, they tell people and say, listen, this is not to me. Now I'm making. You understand? Because God He give you the will, He give you the waiting for take decision. So you know go do some kind thing, wrong thing then to people them. Then you say, hey, well, God been done mark and so they'll forget about this. No, me, I'm not a fan of that. I'm a fan of we'll see though, if you do me something, we see though, we'll talk about them. We find a way how for mitigate them and how for stop them in the future. Then we'll move on. So based on that, we'll now operate.
Okay.
So now
and
that's
then cycle still there with we, and we dey go now na bonf. Also we get Samba, yes, Mr. Samba. Well, when the journalist the colleague they can call him Ayo Samba. So he don't join me right from Bontico inside the program. You know, Mr. Samba, good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning, Aliu.
Okay. So welcome to this program, Winner Colliers. We actually been to discuss issues that we come from the front page of the newspaper. And if I can go back to the paper we've been just analyzed, we analyze the Night Watch newspaper. You know, this interview on 98.1, but they go on with the chairman of the SLPP party. When Dr. Prince Adin, we actually been the make some plea. And this paper in go further and say, pleading for peace, Prince Adin turns blind eye on election rigging, shooting at APC headquarters, my 38th assassination attempt on Dr. Samuel Kamara, killing in opposition strongholds, oppression of Northwesterners. What do you make up of this kind of front page headline?
Thank you very much, Ali, and it's my pleasure actually for being part of this program this morning. Well, I've been fortunate for listening some part of Dr. Prince Adin in the interview. Actually, for me, I've been a call for peace. Elections don't come, it don't go, and I think so. The APC for reasons, they feel aggrieved. But we see.
They get feedback say the line not clear. Not to your line, it means in a your line. So please just hold on and give me some 1 minute left. Change this mic in your feed, yeah, please. You can find it.
All right, okay.
Please, just give me some few seconds. Let's take a break quick.
Another morning again inside we had plenty things then they happen. I wonder how news again what go here today. But this be small country we had. Anyway, before I go to the wala now we had, let's just go to my kitchen and check my colors.
Yes, colors. Some man really like for it in the morning. Some people say them just like when they eat don't sleep. Other people say na the cow they like, especially when they cook the soup or plasas where they like pass all. So now that make we dey bring to you this program where we call Colres, as we dey look at different story them na the front page and inside the newspaper. So not forget to join me on Monday to Friday, both Facebook and YouTube. Usai we go bring to una different guests them where they can help for talk about the newspaper. We are channel for the voice of the voiceless.
Another morning again inside we had plenty things then they happen. I wonder how news again what go here today. But this be small country we had. Anyway, before I go to the wala now we had, let's just go to my kitchen and check my colors.
Yes, colors. Some man really like for it in the morning. Some people say them just like when they eat don't sleep. Other people say na the cow they like, especially when they cook the soup or plasas where they like pass all.
All right, welcome back, and very sorry for that short break there, but the line be actually the crack, so I'm pretty sure it's working now because the man will raise them up don't get them clear. So Samba, sorry for that break there, and come back inside. Yes, you will make your point. Please continue on the issue of Prince Adin.
Okay, fortunate for listening some portion of the interview of Dr. Prince Hardin, we in middle 98.1 actually been try for make a call to the opposition All People's Congress for letting them see reasons and joined the governance process in the country, because I mean it will be little difficult if we get a one-party state at the country. But not forget the fact. This is not the very first time we'd experience something like this. In history, the past history, we get in 1973, we like the SLPP as well, we boycott governance as alone. We see inside the APC continue for rule. But in a situation like this, look at them, say the current government really wants for faces that kind of thing, that kind of system, because then say democracy actually accept them kind of thing in this. So that's make them.
Now because of the government not say and say that would be necessary, or not because of waiting the world not go favor anymore.
Well, that one thing. Waiting the world not go favor anymore in terms of democracy. That is one. Then true, the government does feel fair play is very necessary, and any same way you talk of democracy and you talk of good governance, you never forget opposition, and that's exactly what we feel this government they preach. We make even Dr. Prince Hardin come out playing for talk to the opposition, even though elections don't come and go and the SLPP don't win, but them say it's necessary for letting the other players in the game. So I feel that's make not any other reason for me, but I just feel because of fair play and because in terms of good governance, again make Dr. Prince Hardin come out very clearly. Even though the last speaker mentioned Dr. Prince Hardin say not to His Excellency Senam, but I feel him being the party leader of the Sierra Leone People's Party, very necessary. And of course, he speak with the voice of His Excellency the President, being like somebody very politically tolerant. That make Prince Hardin come out very strong and talk to the opposition for reasons and come out not to say like big than the big, because it happened in 1973, and so if the APC said and the boycott, it not go be good really for the country. But I think government still will continue the process, governance process.
Psych, what do you think of what Samba say? It's because of fairness, because of this government believe in democracy, and that is why Prince Hardin come out and make this kind of statement. And even where, if even the opposition decide for boycott, government still they continue. Where yes, we see the government still they continue. What do you think?
Well, it might be correct, but of course, all man get the way they look at things.
Yeah.
Me, I look at them in that broad aspect. It might be yes, because government love the one democratic government, blah blah blah. You can say whatever you want to say, but me they take them from the incident happen. Waiting the government been do if it be say now when they realize say they lack democracy or they are democratic government now when, because we don't see. Now I make in my premise, I explain to una first from where they sack JOB, the attempt where they make for say okay for go talk peace to honest. We see what happen and we see waiting like some of the government supporters they waiting them in the talk they blast. One of the ladies they say we in the blast for JOB on that issue they where they go McKinney. They say they not tell the president not aware. And now yesterday said been they apologize to JOB for that. So you watch and later if you listen to what Prince Hardin them in the talk after where them in the go congratulate the president. So me I did connect all anything in there, make me analysis I connect them to Prince Hardin in statement. So of course now if like I say earlier now a good thing provided but then initial statement, they are not saying politics, political rhetorics, all things, but that make at the question certain things. Now make at the say, well, if you be say the peace now a genuine one, we really the one then get the country at heart. Now that make them they engage. I say it will be very nice. Again, but going forward, then get for address the issues then. Then get for address because if we not address the issues them way arise, where where they arise now, or where arose during the 23rd of June 23rd, the day of the elections. If those things are not addressed, maybe worse thing than get for happen 2028. So in order for us to avoid them, we get to be serious and sincere. Government, SLPP, then get for be very serious and sincere. The APC get for be very serious and sincere for address them issues them, yeah. But now by that, now by only serious and sincerity in addressing these issues, now Ingo make we develop and we progress and we make improvements in our electoral system.
Yes, Samba.
Yes, Aliu. Like I just come in a little bit, but what me colleague they say over there. The point here is, yeah, you mentioned sincerity actually. Sincerity of purpose, you know, people and they will say something they don't mean. But I think Prince Harding, Dr. Prince Harding, no will be so, that much for like full people around, being that I hold the authority, that the SLPP gets the authority, the power of the country. I think it's what necessary actually for let it come out this way and talk to people, because him being the leader of the Sierra Leone People's Party get a role for play. You get plenty SLPP supporters who are aggrieved. We don't say feel aggrieved about the APC. Let's say they are shooting from the Sierra Leone People's Party, shooting at the APC party, assassination attempts on Dr. Samura and the likes of it. People accepting at the SLPP way very much old, certain things up. Then they had to say, so APC do them kind of stuff. And we don't see many times President
What things them way you feel say the SLPP self not glad with the APC with?
Well, they say they make counter claims, say, then APC fire at them, APC attack them, they beat their supporters, intimidation here and there, all over the country.
Sorry,
within a place like giving way.
I'm curious for know some of them things there, because if finally we understand.
One, like I just give one incident. Of course, I've been on left both. At some point, I did Sam Malina Pujaung, did when Dr. Samura Kamara go Pujaung for do in campaign in launch in Pujaung district. We see trucks loaded of APC supporters been go unleash some kind of violence on people in Pujaung. They throw stones, broke people in window, then beat some people, and plenty people in Pujaung. But so the supporters of the SLPP said been there for rise up one for waiting, except that they go for put stop to them. So then get incidences of that kind of nature. You go like a bomb song, attacks been did here and there, then kind of stuff. Then say report. We get few incidents. It's really we like me no personally no, but we are just don't make one or two examples here. So the SLPP as well, they have whole certain things against APC. So if we are talking of sincerity now, we don't see plenty time way His Excellency the President the call, make a clear on call on the leadership of the All People's Congress, and they come look like the pledge, the peace pledge where then go sign a Binchu money. Dr. Samura Kamara being flag bearer by then, he signed up to that pledge. But we see now before a few days to elections, that pledge then broke the pledge, the peace pledge, and breach time, something like that. Not until when some other foreign interventions will therefore be before. People will go ask them back again, say for go vote. So these are some of the things. We will talk about sincerity here, but many a time we don't see them. They call the All People's Congress, the leadership of them. Then they come there, they ascribe to peace or whatever, but we then go back and a different thing they happen. So these are just some of the things. We just go for talk holistically and fixing that.
They talk about the issue where they may call on them, supporter them for come out, against ECSL, right?
Yes.
So, but you think that might be a genuine concern? You think that bridge the peace agreement?
No, that. We are at some point because they don't go sign to this thing. And besides, we see inside the ECSL, we don't display this data. You don't give them data. You don't give all political parties. You don't talk to them. You don't explain everything. I think they've been a series of engagements with ECSL, PPRC, then they get engagements here and there. So, but why again another nick of time we APC didn't come up with the issues. So it was like people would have for the really process. Had it not been for some intervention from other quarters, really, I think the elections would have been, that kind of thing for them be a setback, for be and kind of stuff. So we talk about sincerity here. Sincerity underline, yes. We actually need for like a behave as patriotic citizens of this country. Now we see Saloon, Nina number one. But we not go take our own personal interest to put them before the country we are in. We see this. We don't see elections don't come and go to this country. Plenty elections have been conducted here. We don't see the irregularities we don't did it. But like the SFPP, for example, 2007, 2012, all of the elections were marred by some kind of irregularities. But we see some and they let them go say no for the.
Hello? Right. It actually connect. But Psycho, what do you think about waiting somebody talk? You know, APC signed to a peace agreement at the 11th hour, then broke the peace agreement, you know, and they unleash violence, you know, even they go on the offensive against the SLPP inside bonds, you know, and all of them things. And what do you make up of that?
No, well, me to be honest, I not really look for of course for talk on issues then. Because I know one for really look like say I am defending the APC. Okay, but again, these are the issues we get for talk. We get for talk because lot of Sierra Leoneans then they afraid for talk certain things, certain issues. And that make us say, when I say sincerity, I make a call, I say both the APC and the SAPP then get for sincere. And so me no go can now begin tell you say no na APC do this or na SAPP do this. But you get the facts. Facts are there. You know, we all know what happened during the campaign. Okay, I get faintly because still I know they get on too clearly, but I really talk about I don't know if na Samalen or some side.
Yes, inside bonds, yeah.
Yeah, but we maybe know but one allegations where after what we see their young man them na former Minister of Information Rado in turn where them go blockade and say they know if Samura go the blah blah blah. But later when some of us we raise that issue there, we see like me privately, some people them get to me, then send some kind of pictures them where they say then throw away acid and some people them body them. Yeah. So they say even the chief, the APC, them go there, them play loud music, provocatively and other thing there. So they talk all that thing in there. But what it mean they try for say? The law for the way govern everybody in Sierra Leone. Way not because of Mr. X. If Mr. X do this, the law hold up, but Mr. Y do the same thing, the law left up. So now make us say until sincerity happen na both parties, both APC and SFPP. Then genuinely look at the issues like how somebody say so. Okay, the one the way they say APC don't do this, then put on at the table, evidence day. The APC then back where they say okay, SFPP don't do with this, then put on at the table. All man they see what thing happen. Look that mommy where then kill na APC office. You understand that matron or former matron? Yes. Then issues them, and before that incident, there's somebody back, one young man, them been kill him. So all the issues then they we see police they say no to them. So now Uda. So Sierra Leoneans they go really for no Uda kill that mamide. You understand? So until we holistically look at them thing and they left for can't find excuses for people. You understand? Because what it mean they see Sierra Leoneans them now. Anytime, for example, somebody like let's say you and somebody engage, it reveal himself to you. The moment he begins say you bias, must not say he bias because it go oppositely from what you say. You see in position, but it accuse you of the same thing what he do. So what it mean they try to say here is if Prince Adin will not say now, of course, neither the chairman, then me they say is then get for be honest and sincere in the piece where they talk about the APC back for be honest and sincere in addressing these issues for engage the SLPP, make them sit down and talk in sincerity. We're not to fake, we're not to politics. We don't see people and they go now, waiting and they talk na public, waiting and they do na corner. It's different. Not to than they want see. We want see genuine talks and for address issues them genuinely. Now that me they try for talk about.
All right, thank you very much. So we will go now quickly to other issues then. We don't come up. We see, the effect of, the economy, the things in the market and all other things then. we see how then they go up now in the country. For example, we see fuel price. Before fuel price, Yabas price. The small Yabas, as small as it can be, don't go 15 Leone, where you could say 15,000 Leones. 15,000 Leones for small Yabas. Well, other people in the make fun say, the fuel say the Yabas no go boboam. So because of the Yabas, don't they make name now this BNTM, the fuel self don't decide for come up and make name. As we they talk, so fuel price don't go 25 Leones, the new Leones, and the old Leone 25,000 Leones. So tell me, what do you think about the way how things they go on right now? Because the government been promised 3 months, 90 days, then for able for stabilize the economy. But now we see in just 1 month, we see things that they go how we're not supposed to go.
Yeah, thank you for that. Well, now a mixed thing, because I've been I've been read of waiting the Minister of Finance, what he been talk, like them in the government been they give subsidies to this fuel and even this electricity. We are at $35 million for this, just from this 2023. Okay, so that na boku money, so then get for really for then say well then get for cut down than the interestingly na the IMF back 19 advised them. So then say in order for make them address other areas way very important as well. They need for cut down the and for address like the education side, then the feed salon program we then get this agriculture way then we talk about and other important issues. And they also highlight say this the continuous subsidy on this fuel it help more the richer then still they become rich, while the poor people are more or less then still they yonder. But I wonder whether this subsidy where they reduce go increase the living standard of people in the country. Again, you look at critically, because they don't say okay, we address this area and that area. But now with subsidies, you still see suffering, but they remove them. Well, I believe say this thing there on the card before elections, I believe so. But because now election time, they not be increased they just left and so promise people them. So I believe say the ripple effect get for happen where you don't see first the fuel don't go up, then they get for affect already inflation at the country where things then they can deal back in to correspond with this increment. So again, Nande it left to government now how them feel say, because where some man I don't see some man begin say okay, they mean say they're not caring government. I don't know how they go take it now. So now they not care, but again we see the argument where the government brings a we want address other more important issues than we get for help the country. We see again, we will not be surprised if you hear say the electricity bill and all that thing then go up, because I see again where they say government will they subsidize by about $30 million but now that side back. So meaning again you get for if they cut them, then remove that subsidy, you get for affect the poor people, the masses already.
Waiting actually they surprise me now the fact that we see right now they say government faces shortfall in revenue. In other words, the amount of revenue where the government will get it don't reduce, right? And but before this time last year by December, the NRA come and cut one big boast say they even pass the target, for the revenue. So why will they reach to this? Because of this thing, because of the government feels and they lost some amount of money, now I make now that they turn back to the people for let them get more money from the people who side them they help the people they say no, we not go help again. We self need money at this point in time. So how they go put this on the scale? Then go tell we today say they don't pass the target in terms of the revenue. Then today paper they tell we say they're not able they get the kind of revenue they need.
Yeah, so these are the critical things where they happen within the government. We again we don't know how they spend what in them in get now on waiting, because we see the suffering things are just getting harder in the country. So we side them in the spend them money then they then we tell you say of course we support the free quality education and other areas. Or because now we don't see, they don't mention the feed salon, this new program where they don't say for embark on agriculture. So, but again, we then just need for be honest in addressing the plight of Sierra Leoneans. You know, it's really tough. Things are very, very hard na salon right now. Yeah, then I believe say he cut across. All man knows say things are hard, except the one them where they directly benefit from the system.
Okay, so what do you think say these 3 months could bring for we? As in as much as this same man they tell we say even after 5 or 3 finance minister after in term, they're not still able to fix the economy, but yet still it been come back and tell me before the election say, let them give them 3 months and be able to fix everything.
But well, I think the man will been talk about 3 months when a JJ suffer in, they don't set them aside. So, but what you mean they try for? Well, let's see, but he not get for easy. Once fuel, because one thing when fuel price go up in any country, definitely they affects all other sectors. That one, no doubt. So let alone now, the prices of this electricity back itself, if it go up, then definitely definitely affect Sierra Leoneans them in terms of livelihood. And already suffering day now the country like I said earlier on. Then this one just it get for hard. Now way get for affect the livelihood. So now how long now that will take? Well, because if then they talk about say, okay, would they invest in agriculture? So you they ask yourself, okay, whose standard investment they take effect? Whose then it go ameliorate, it go reduce the suffering on the masses. Because of course you know go can't today no more. Your tomorrow you say I do farm work today, then tomorrow you harvest big effect. No, how long will it take? So now make somebody one senior government officer yesterday been they tell me say, well, hard times day ahead. So maybe now the way some people in they say, well, when I forget hard times, then before things get better. So maybe we don't approach that hard times day. Waiting at the guarantee of the soft times or ahead. So because we know, of course, we're not going to be too negative and we're not going to be too positive again.
Yeah. Okay,
yes,
so
because if you raise up like your expectation unnecessarily high, then definitely you're ready for disappointment in the future.
okay, we don't get Samba again on the line. Samba, welcome back. I think the network they give you some problem.
Problem, but thank God I'm back again.
Okay, so now we don't go to another issue and let we move to this one. We see then 2 days there. Then 2 days there, now the Yabas price now be don't go up. Small Yabas now 15 leon, when now 15,000 leons, all leons. And we see other things them. Gary they compete with the rest per price, per the cup. Some side and they Gary na 4,000, some side and they na 5,000. Depends on what you want. And they compete with the rest. And now one of the things again where they say if it go up, it affect every life na the country na the fuel. We don't see the fuel long go up again to 25 leon or 25,000 leon per liter. So what do you think? Because before this term, before the election, they say 3 months, they're going for stabilize the economy. But in just 1.5 or 1 month, you're going to the half now, things don't begin go one kind way where people know they expect. Who's kind excuse again where the government they give? Because before this time, when fuel they go up, then they say that the Russia-Ukraine war or the COVID. What do you make up of this price?
Yes. Of course, yesterday, Mr. Fieri bought the new fuel price where government announced from 22 to 25. Well, this is a problem really we all mango face actually, not only one sector go face them, the entire country go face them. But I think a problem really we for not only with Sierra Leone, you get something for do with global. problems really. Like when they talk about the Russia-Ukraine war, is that's one big something really. We're responsible for all of them things. As we talk about onions again, we don't come up. Government president may say then go stabilize the economy, but we also not forget the fact this government doesn't come about a month ago, and no appointments if you don't say very recently about a week ago.
Somebody not just
say again.
Ago. Now the same government can continue.
Then just continuity, but who didn't stop? I think new players don't come inside the system. New players, some ministries even no done for do handing over it. So say the old persons until minister been there, he don't left. He need for handover. He need for tell the incoming person where they come. Who side and left the system. If for take over from that point and move them forward and kind of. So it's a process actually. They will not wait and see. It's not going to be a one-day business. It's a continuous process. We see really.
You self-support the idea of the Russia war, and we don't put that to rest because none other side and not they cry for fear except for we right now.
There are some countries, comparatively, we take a look at some other, even like the neighboring countries, the West African countries. Some of them with their own situation, it look worse than Sierra Leone. But because we in a salon with it, I may always a salon you know they take champion. I always with the truth in the cry about. And low no politicize economic problems of this country. Not take I'm saying because not to APC in governance.
This is not about politics.
Governance. So all this is actually not the making of the government. Therefore, increase the fuel price.
No,
they make the citizens' life very hard for the country. But also not forget the fact we get a lot of parameters. We're responsible for their hike in prices for them. Economic hardship by the country. We get global business. Yes, I get you, Aliu.
So look at this thing. Now you say,
hello, Aliu.
You say now not to the government in making, but just yesterday they don't accept them because of them they subsidize and now they know they subsidize. So why you want for you later one day to wait in the happen at the world?
Now, tell you something. If government initially do for like a cushion, which was why, in fact, subsidize for even make tax waivers on certain issues so that they would just, bring down some of them, then hike them in prices and kind of stuff. Now, for let them encourage business owners, business people, for let them see reasons and bring down prices so that people will live well in the country. But if for any reason they don't come up this way again, let us wait and see until it's not just begin for trumpet because we know they in governance or because of the own party in the governance. We all know the economic trends right now, yes. We very well know about that one day. But let us also treat them with some amount of the same word sincerity. Not treat them with triviality because we own party in the governance and that whatever they do, we not ever recognize them. Assuming that the other political side been there na governance in this country, the same thing. The way they happen globally, now the same thing would happen back. So it's not just about SLPP. And so me I don't think if we are talking and we're talking about sincerity here, we need for talk come really out of every sincerity way it deserves,
Cycle.
Yeah, now interesting thing. I don't see anybody there will talk about or politicize issue. I think say this now the problem we face in that country because people know they get genuine conversation. They know they engage on issues. We talk about issues here where they affect the issues what they discuss here. They affect get party where you go buy fuel just now. They know they tell you say now by party membership card. It affect all and sundry. So whether you na APC or SLPP, they affect all.
Okay.
So what they try for talk? Nobody not talking about whether if na APC be nobody no mention that. So let we not assume say na politics or na because of APC. Me not care whether they na power. What do you mean they try for
the angle where they come up from, possibly the angle where they come up from, the way they look at the problems of the country. Yes, possibly that's make really because one would actually tell the angle they are coming from.
Yeah, but okay, it go be very naive for let somebody think you classify somebody because of you don't make this statement. Therefore, that person then APC. It's really ridiculous. But what they try for say Nigeria, Tinubu back don't do the same. you don't remove the subsidies, fair subsidies. Now Nigeria, and you dey see the effect on Nigerians. So, but then we say they're not going to talk about and say, no, but why you go pull am at this time? Knowing fully well the country already they suffer, people in the suffer already. Why you go pull am now? Which mechanism you don't put for ensure that the suffering reduce, the people that not suffer? You been the talk say, when they reduce the suffering, when I go ameliorate things. But you knowing fully well say, okay, if you reduce this subsidy, the suffering they increase. So why should you? You understand? But we they see again, what money, where people are ready for talk, we see where a bloated economy, the country been stronger already. We know that day. But then we see where government come again, the Ministry of Information and Communications, for example, they can then split into two.
No,
So all that
but
they increase
Samba they try for
expenditure.
say cycle.
Mhm.
Samba basically they say, okay, this government just take over back,
Mhm.
just 1 month. So a lot of things a lot of people are not hand over it at the different ministries them. So of course this is just possible that we get this kind of challenge at this time.
Yeah, but okay, but why they no wait? Even though I don't say now the time this for the minister come talk about the Minister of Finance for do allocation and other team. Otherwise, why you not go say, okay, why would I not wait for remove the subsidies until government begin? But we not say most minister then just transfer this minister, then they go via and then don't Boku ministry they don't do the handover. But what you mean they try for say here
Now,
is government already knows say Sierra Leoneans then they suffer. Then a fact. You know go change that fact. And government knows say if they remove the subsidy, the suffering will increase because prices then get for increase. Then they back na fact. Even though I make in me opening statement, I say, I acknowledge again, I accept the argument where the minister say, then get for address certain issues like the education, then and other areas, and then get for pump money. Okay. Now this feed salon worker, which is very good. But we get for me, I know we can sit down and begin look at things one-sided. No, I make I bring the one side say, yes, government they check about the education and the agriculture. I ask questions, say, okay, but now let's say for argument's sake, the agriculture sector that fits along. How long it will take for make it create positive impact in the lives of Sierra Leoneans? You understand? So the education, what in do the education sector before the lifting of these subsidies? How them in they get funding? That funding they don't reduce or waiting happen? Why make the subsidy for them for removal for fund that side? The fund will be together before you don't. So me, I look at critical things. I look from critical angle. So I don't care who is in power or what is if no. Me, they look at issues from a critical point of view from both sides. So critical minds, you go ask yourself, say, okay, no, before this subsidy, there will be they get funding. That funding they don't cut.
And waiting to happen that question. Funding. Okay, so let me come over again to Samba. Samba, okay, let me just get your own take before we move to one last issue.
I'm watching they say so I could talk about funding don't drop. Now, let's just go back to Usai
ask if whether the funding
question. I know, I'm coming.
We therefore differentiate between questions and
now
statements.
You got it right for ask. You got it right for ask whether funding don't drop or not. But like I say, now this is a new government. Even though you said it's about continuity, fine. Yes, it's about continuity, but key players have been changed in the system. Key players don't change, and so the new system, we can say all over, all over. And so there are certain things, certain politics, even though some been there way before the government, they even go into elections, then we don't plan for like this reduction in subsidy, or maybe for cuts down subsidy, not for continued subsidies or for the businesses and kind of stuff. That thing will be done in the pipeline for happen. So if for any reason this government don't take over and it don't happen, so I think it's a matter for happen because the government actually no go for like preempt. You not go for this could happen next or this not going to happen. And I think for pull what they do again, you never ever realized or knew say this kind of thing for happen, then will increase price at this stick of time, this particular moment. So let's wait and see until what thing will be the next step from government, what government have announced again, like education, like the agriculture, where you talk about, and all the rest of things. Then get your agenda, then get a manifesto promises where they make, and so then go for no step by step how then go for voting how you go for be unfolded to the citizenry of this country. But now we not just begin. Now I make like one time press. They don't judge me at the beginning, judge me at the end. Lord, wait, this government is just about 1 month old. Where they don't come, like what in so.
Sam, I like that thing. I like that thing.
But we don't begin to judge them now this way. Okay, yes, of course the problems there.
I like that thing. They not judge me in the beginning, judge me in the end. Okay,
yes.
continue.
So this is what I'm saying here. Not judge me in the beginning. Right? Not judge me at the beginning, judge me at the end.
But they say
Now this government is just about 1 month old after elections. We get a lot of hiccups now. They make it clear on call. This government on call for let them get to the opposition so that then go to look at issues and say go to make critique and see how systems go to at the problems and the force. So, but we are not looking at all of those areas. People does they focus no more on the kind of things, forgetting the fact there are so many other problems where people need for address for get things going the right way. So these are basically the thing where people do for me it's very unacceptable.
Okay, thank you. So let me move a bit from this other issue. We're very much serious again. Because we see say an issue this way just don't come up from the 31st of what's month July, right?
July.
Yes, 31st of July.
Yes.
Yeah, where we see several arrests have been made. The police don't they arrest military officers them. Senior military officers them based on the fact that UK attempt attack failed. The public urge to they plan for use a protest for disturb the peace and stability of the country. According to the police, they don't get a lot of intelligence, and they arrest a lot of people because they want for disturb. So as you hear this kind of news and you see don't find one, you think good one as a journalist, what do you make up of this arrest? Samba.
Well, I know we actually want for make a much statement on that one day because according to the police, the matter is under investigation. The intelligence and gets the information and gets that this is the plan activity of some military personnel, and therefore they don't move ahead for arrest, make they arrest them. And within any other investigation, as a journalist, I not going for prejudice situation. So I want for left I'm so number until they conclude the investigations. Would that they find guilty of what they allege? Fine. Would that not find guilty? They let them go. They release them. But as it is right now, I think say the security of the state can number one. So because now we not lose sight of the fact August 10 sometime last year or so, we really see them. This country people downplay them and we see how it been for end. So if they not get an iota of intelligence really say this kind of thing is about to happen, and so police need for, or maybe the security sector need for act swiftly and do the investigations. Wherever they feel say they for do arrest and make the arrest. Whoever is involved in the allegation, then the police need for execute them functions correctly, and maybe charge court without them for release them. So we don't want for actually comment too much on that one. I just want for left and with the security sector. But I think because like one or two papers where we don't see people they really insinuate or people they talk say it's on the arrest is done on tribal lines and kind of stuff. But for me, one thing I know, if we say for example, now, many man and all which as how people can say, many man are 10 many man they don't plot for virtual government. If not 10 many man them involved, let arrest the 10 many people. Don't mean in the tribal business. If not 10 many man they involved, if not 10 the 10 let arrest them. You don't mean in a tribal business. All we want is sanity in our society. So we basically in that one day I would say with regards within the carry on show.
Okay. So this paper when the Salon Compass say over the arrest of senior military soldiers or senior soldiers, panic grips Sierra Leoneans. So how it's like? Also, you say base right now. You don't come up bombs. You dey put right now.
I did my Chujong, but I gotta go back Pujong by maybe tomorrow election. But I tell you because I don't sound the minds of some people in Pujong as far
so that's
as well.
basically I want for ask
Some other
about
quarters
waiting
in
them think
Pontia.
about
So
their arrest play happen.
yeah, fine. Well, this is not any surprise really, because arrests have been made over the years at Salon, we involve military officers who on coup plots and what have you. Some they have allegations. We at the end of it all, people they were never involved. Some they were executed, some were set free, and the likes. So if for any reason at this moment you know, and it's no surprise. But the only thing people will get that fear small bit say, hey, why at this think of time again? We will begin hearing about military officers being arrested for then kind of allegations, you know. Down there, of course, any side you go, I don't sound the minds of some people them as journalists. I don't talk to them, and that people they actually express say why this moment the problem no go come again at the country. But I think say police officers being professional people them in their responsibilities, and don't say them go use their professionalism very well and actually see the executing functions well, investigating matter very well. Who is to be exonerated? Let it commodity, it come free. Who is to be arrested? If found wanting, then definitely go happen. So then just need for like allay the fears of the people. Say nothing bad no go happen in the country. They're on top of the situation, and so therefore everybody for move about in business and left their own, you know, who give them. That's something like that.
Okay.
But it's all over. It's all over.
All right. Let's get your own take cycle on the arrest of then senior military officers here.
Okay, thank you so much for this opportunity again, fumble them. So anyway, well, what did happen? So like, you know, go be surprising. Let me just lay something. For example, we know what may happen after the August 10 or prior to that. Lot of Sierra Leoneans be the point finger at the intelligence network in the country in terms of national security and other police and other things there. Some people I mean they blame them, say why would I not be able to be proactive? Now we don't see like again. I go relay, for example, we will not go be judgmental now with the wait for waiting the investigations they come out with. But at the same time, would they advise again? For example, if, of course, anybody will involved, whosoever may not care about the person tribe, if not 10 people or something, but you go ask yourself again, ask critical questions. If not so people, why not there, why no more? You ask critical questions because the police then therefore be very careful and meticulous on how to go about this, because you know go do this there. Maybe you say, okay, if now say the X people that might belong to this X tribe, or you know, you feel say because of they belong to this X tribe, they will be suspect or something. Now they go feel about this tier. So now you therefore be very careful in the investigations. Of course, we all support for let government be proactive, especially the police them for do investigation for stopping them, because if they've been proactive, we believe say then the effect where August 10 been happened last year, for reach that level day. But again, you get for be very, very careful, because we don't see in a country them where similar thing in the happen, where in the whole certain set of people them say they want make cool, they want voting self. Like other people they go say, you know what, we not go sit down, we allow people and them do them this. We don't see it don't happen somewhere. So that's why then therefore be very careful in handling these
But
things.
if you listen to Samba just now, they say it no matter if not 10, for example, may they man them, now they come together and want for overthrow government, let them deal with them. If not 10 them they man, let them deal with them.
Yeah, I support Dande, but again, me no go simplify things, not to show me train.
Okay.
You understand? I am like they train me for become critical, as critical mind, especially when you dealing with Africa and African politics, and even the world, how politics they go. We know how the thing and they happen. We know how Alpha Conde, for example, been they operating in Guinea. We know how Seka Stevens been they operate. We know even the APC, for example, where them been there in power. We know how APC been they do. How where up till date, people like Lima and been very bitter because of the way they dismiss her.
Yeah.
You understand? These are the facts. You understand? People that mean they were dismissed at that time, where they mean they tell you say no, this is unfair to us because of the target because they feel say they support SAPP or this or that because we belong to this tribe.
And that's one good example you make about Lima. We make 10 hours we talk so is very bitter against the opposition.
Yeah. So these are the facts. You understand? I remember even the guy was so bitter. Even I say from that time the Lima, you always vex. You understand? But whether now not true or not lie, then be lie pana. He say so. We now based on that thing in the we no go can't just brush over the thing, make like say things are perfect or like say then things are not possible. So we get for expose them, we talk about them so that the way they do investigations, then do and thoroughly without any prejudice. Then investigate, then bring the one then way actually say, okay, if you be say them be engaged in any plot or anything, then deal with the lady law taking because not a police they convict person. Police, if they see say then get substantial evidence, then charge to court. The courts now then get the right for go establish whether this person guilty or not.
Okay, so we come to the end of the program, but as way for just wrap up the program, I'll just give una like 2 minutes for una just give una final submission inside the program today. I'll start with you, Samba. Waiting will be your final submission before you left the program today.
Speaking, I just want to talk to fellow Sierra Leoneans, follow be very, very patriotic and low. All of these petty things. And remember, say saloon na number one. Saloon na because we not get other country na at this world but saloon. If you go to America, they would treat you as a non-citizen. You go to England, they would treat you as a non-citizen. So if you are in Sierra Leone, which is our own home, that they will suppose for make all kind of car, but no more let all man live at peace. Now talk about this school plan something, alleged something, just like with me, colleagues say, let police use them professionally. Say back and investigate wisely, and maybe we are necessary for charge to court and charge the matter to court. The judiciary charge you the responsibility to find out who that's really guilty of the offense, and they take inside a lawsuit against the person. Then number two, to the business sector in the country again, I want to plead with everybody. Yabas, honestly, myself yesterday, I go walk around for actually proof for CC, what's in the talk not true. The Yabas were in one small chair middle, somebody they tell me about 5 Leone for that small slice when they make. I want to talk to the business community, say, you are all been there. Tell them this crisis go be over. And Lord members say, we all are salon people. No put in society next no day. No put on return to the government as a whole. I'm for release the umbrella body down there. Now in the Kumga. Do everything for actually ensure them cushion the effect of all the achievement of the country. So me repeat say wherever and the necessary for actually chipping for CC the problem has been ameliorated. Like what my mom say, they then do them. So with that, I want to say plenty thank you to the listeners to stay.
Let's use this opportunity for ask you this question because you talk to the business people and right say they will split one yaba, complete it into 4 sides, for example, and sell the half 5 Leone, 5,000 Leone. But let me look at it. I just want to get your opinion in 1 minute. You find out a lot of business them now or not they come through with Wakaki. A lot of people them now not they fly for come through with airport. They rather they go na Guinea. And if you watch the way how things then they na Guinea and not compared to where how things then they inside the country. Now that's why we they run for go buy things in a Guinea and come back. But when people in the come back, they get for pay a lot of money So one thing again where they make things the very difficult inside the country, now the kind of tax where they now in the country. What's a key, people in the crowd and business them is very expensive. The airport, even if I want for count 1 grain perfume right now, where now for go spray no more. You know, it gets for cost me for that I go pay for them. We're not for business. So all of them things, then they way not the happen at Guinea. So people and they decide for going to Guinea rather than the kind inside in the country. You know, things say again that's another responsible, you know, mechanism where they make the things and they go up in the country.
Now that's say the government have need for actually look into systems. Now you also remember Lekota me say for some man being not being look really happy with somehow. Now that this government just to come in and they try for set of structures actually for ensure they take over. I would also say the former Minister of Trade don't come out now, and new Minister of Trade don't come inside. They don't only do some negotiations. I am pretty sure. I'm very optimistic of the fact that by the time it's 2 months, most of these problems could be over in the country. Negotiations go down there and their engagements go down there and there, and business people go actually see reasons as to how to actually, solve them problems as soon as the country. Because even if you're in a business person, not to all goods you get the same time as they do business. You must need something from the other person. If the other person self-pays your own price away, you self get your own price away, the high up. You know, we're not going to match away. So accepting a strike compromise. So that is exactly what I'm saying here. Government need for coming for CC and they get series of engagements with the business community in the country so that things will go on well. I think that's the best approach.
Okay, thank you very much, Samba. Psycho, what will be your final submission, please?
Okay, thank you so much. I think I do I do 2 or 3 I write on this here about thing. I get different views. To me, it's disappointing that because all this come as a result of where Guinea stop for export their own product, agricultural product them. Where Mamadi Doumbouya say for 6 months, they know for send them product them na any country, whether na Guinea, na Mali and Senegal. So you find out saying that they don't affect Sierra Leone in terms of this yabas and pepper. But for me, I look at it differently. I just say, okay, I ask questions, what thing go wrong? Because before now, when we be this come up, me now person from Kwenedugu district by them and now na Falaba district, what been they grow up, where you go na villages there, you see people and get gardens, people and get garden where they not be the like strain or suffer for them basic tier, like okra, cassava leaf, potato food. But you find out say now of course we know say where again people maybe them picking and don't go overseas, them picking and don't they free turn and don't get small thing. So if in Papa been they do farm work, maybe they tell and say Papa left for do farm work, me they help you. Okay, they check that. But they find out say Sierra Leoneans and now they know they engage in doing them things the way them be used for the way been they help them in terms of food. So you see somebody there in a village, you see on a village, so but now turn then they go send for lay them buy for them potato leaf or cassava leaf. Way not to forgo pick behind in garden. So they find out say families them, communities them, villages then engage in NTR. I don't go say shortage, the day, but go create impacts. This great impact like how it creates now. So Sierra Leoneans and get for go to the drawing board and check, because they see some man where he really where I'm not gonna say it's supposed for them a farm, but maybe some man go put one small table where better to know did than for go do farm work, even though again farm work not easy, but it's like we really get for go people and get for go na the drawing board and see what thing go wrong. Okay, we not say the government they talk about investing in agriculture, one see how done they get for day, but at least people need for rethink. And this timber business where people embark on it creates huge effect on the environment for yield and crops and other things them for now the provinces. Then they back now one thing. In terms of again, we don't see if government they say for heaven's sake, if things are very difficult, things hard in the country, economy tough. At the same time, government they bloat the government, ministry then they divide up. So and the money cabinet now they try for say cabinet they just increase. you know, you dey wonder, okay, so we said they put money for pay all the wire, for run all the ministry, yeah. So you know, so now then critical way then whether you na SFPP or APC, you get for be very critical. You know, go just no more say, oh no, you don't have to low wait. No, we now that make we get sense. We are all educated. Now for make we able do analysis. If they listen, fine. If they not listen, fine. But at least now contribution that say we no go blindfolded or for say no now judge me at the end. What about we don't judge from Pakaba in time, at the end we'll see what happen. And Eskoroma at the end we'll see what happen. Even Madabiona, yeah, at the end we'll see what happen. So why for don't say they will wait at the end? What are the guarantee say difference go there this time round as usual?
Okay. And Samba, saw you. But you think say the government the big now another responsible factor that one day for the way how the revenue don't drop?
Well, of course, they get the strategy. We just care for be as critics, definitely for the critique the activities like cycle they talk this, you know, we actually get for the talk thing them, but at a time like this, we, you know, I still get for reiterate this one. At a time like this, you know, just get for it just begin so that you begin to talk issues,
so
you know, that kind of stuff. So for me.
So Samba,
oh, we're not going to wait till them fail. We're not going to wait till them fail. But let us
Samba, waiting on me point. At this point, we vote for continuity. We don't vote for new government. Yeah. If we forget new government, now the APC government. But as it is now, waiting ECSL say, now the continue government day. So nothing on new. In as much as you talk about the players, then where they don't change. But the same coach now we get, you know. And when you change the team and the coach are the same.
Continue. The coach team, the policies, the manifesto promises, most of them not change. Like we talk about agriculture, we now inside it we get all we talk about even like planting, cycle trucks and thing. People will be do all of them, many a job them. We like for plants and basic agriculture, which food them thing. They know they do this job again. We make one big factor and they will be things and they achieve they rise up in that direction. Okay. But I feel say this government is about serious in ensuring say the economy boom once again. So maybe after this. Oh yes, for fix the economy.
Yeah, 3 months.
3 months. So now we see when new players don't come into the system, give them that same time and see whether this economy
will fix. Samba, we will keep you until after 3 months. We will carry with you back.
No. I feel for talk the talk until you see where the 3 months expire.
No, yeah, we keep you now until after 3 months. We will carry with you back. Look and discuss the economy again.
We will continue for talk the talk. We will continue for talk on issues, on other developmental issues until we see where the 3 months expire. Then we'll judge them back again.
All right. Thank you very much, Samba, for joining at the show. All right. That na Samba.
Very much I used to say.
Yeah. Thank you. And Samba from Bontico we join inside the program today, and we as well get Psycho we instead on the join we inside the program, you know, for let me discuss issues them of national development and national interest. Psycho, thank you very much for joining me inside the program today. And thank you to you will watch, you will like, you will share the program. We appreciate you so much. The producer for this program, his name na Elias Abba. We na him don't produce this program today. Well, with the joining again, this net, let we blow, we mind na net, because after we don't talk, we will forget on our own, you know, views them inside the program today. So join with this net, for that we can see everything that happen. We don't get a lot of things them we don't put in the plate already for net, because things them don't. This is not just the tip of the iceberg. We get, you know, 2 people that we can sit down and talk, you know, a left owner for judge the 2 people. Well, until then, we'll get for meet again on net, you know, 9 p.m. salon time. My name is Nastembe Pierre, the freedom fighter. Thanks to the producer, Wena Elias Abba. Until then, we love you all so much.
Another morning again inside we had. Plenty things then they happen. I wonder how news again what go here today. But this be small country we had. Anyway, before I go to the wahala now we had, I just go to my kitchen and check my colors.
Yes, colors. Some man really like for eat in the morning. Some people say them just like when they eat don't sleep. Other people say na the cow they